I'm sorry our minister and his wife and children had to be away this Sunday.
对不住，咱的牧师无伫遮，无来在这里。
However, I am glad to be here in his stead. Thank you.
我真欢喜，我会当替伊遮，多谢恁。
太太君。At the seminary in Tainan, there was an ordination service that took place.
我伫台南新学院教册时，有一个关系牧师奉礼的礼拜。
By the way, I suggested to Peter that he translates what I've written or what he thinks I should say rather than what I said. You're not going to translate that?
I lost it. My memory. All the time.
Okay. This ordination service in Tainan included a sermon about the talents, the readings that we've already heard.
这个奉礼牧师，这个礼拜中间有一个讲道包括伫关系要安怎培养才能的迄个讲道。
So, first class that I had that semester was on the same day, and I asked the students to do a critique of the sermon.
这是发生伫这个牧师奉礼礼拜的进前最后一堂课，这是关系要安怎来培养才能。
So first thing we did was we paraphrased the passages that have been read.
我要求学生就来批评，伊我讲过迄段话。
Jesus said there was a certain man who had great wealth.
耶稣讲有一个人有真济财富。
He ordered 3 men to manage his portfolio, his finances.
伊叫这3个老伯来甲管理伊的迄个做投资的组合。
So the first and second man both invested in ways where the returns were great.
第一个甲第二个，伊管理了真好，所以伊的回报嘛真好。
Not the third man who concluded, this man is very demanding.
不是第三个讲这个人足要求足严的。
I don't want to lose what he's given me, so I'll dig a hole and bury it.
伊予我不爱放弃，所以我爱小心来管理。
So, one day, Mr. Big returned and then called his 3 investment counselors together.
有一日，这个大财主啦，Mr. Big 转来时，要求这3个人来报告，伊交代因做的迄个钱投资的代志。
Okay, what have you done with my money?
你用我的钱做什么代志？
The first man said, I invested it and have more than tripled your money.
第一个讲，我甲你投资了，得3倍的回收。
Good show, Mr. Big said. You know the art of the deal. I'm going to give you more responsibility.
真赞，你做得真好所以你有尽忠
Go through door number 9 and participate in my happiness.
你会当通过第9个门来甲我做伙，享受这个欢喜。
The second said, well, with your 20,000, I made another 20,000.
第二个讲，你交代我2万，啊，我有搁加趁2万倒转来。
You're my man, said Mr. Big. There's a big bonus waiting for you.
哦，你是一个真合我意的人，我要甲你，互你真大的奖金。
The third man said, Sir, I knew you to be a mean and miserable man, so I dug a hole and hid your money. Now you can have it back.
第三个讲，哦，你是一个真严格的人啊，讲希望会当，你刻薄，真刻薄的人，啊，所以我甲掘一个洞，啊，将钱放伫遐。
Mr. Big said, You knew what I was like. You knew I was a mean and miserable man. You could at least bank the money and got interest.
哦，你明知我就是一个刻薄的人，啊，我是这款人，啊，你至少嘛会当，存钱伫银行来生利息。
You're fired, he said. Get lost.
你解雇就是讲滚蛋。
Can you, sometimes this is considered swearing, but here it's not swearing. So he said to him, can you do this in Taiwanese? Go to hell.
你去落地就好了，你去死了。
Now, all the students agreed that this was the sermon that they heard. Develop your talents or else lose them.
伊个学生回答的就是讲，你着爱培养你的能力才能，啊无你若无培养无用，你会失去你的才能。
Yeah. So, use it or lose it. If you play the piano and you don't practice, well, not very good piano playing.
你着爱用，你若无用，啊你若无练习 piano， 啊所以你迄个弹 piano 弹袂好。
And if you, say, can read a few of the thousands of Chinese characters and don't keep it up after you leave Taiwan, you'll soon lose your ability to read a few Chinese characters.
伊若学真济迄个中文的迄个字，啊，伊若无继续，慢慢就会搁袂记。
So the parable in its two versions is about use it or lose it. That's what the student said, and you agree?
只要有2种版本，你若无用，你就会无去。你敢有同意？
Well, talks on this theme are pretty common. Use it or lose it. It's an easy topic, but so what? Everybody knows.
所以咱明知影，若无用，啊，你就无去，啊，这大家拢知影。
What makes this a parable? And why? And why? Why?
是安怎耶稣用这个譬喻？是安怎？是安怎用来用这个譬喻？
Why do the parables lead to a Roman cross?
是安怎？这个譬喻会互耶稣，递到，互耶稣定十字架。
Prior to the class, I did a quick check of the internet that showed me that this parable is appreciated not by people even outside of the church.
这个网络伫咱教会外，因对这个譬喻感觉真有趣味。
It seems to confirm the view that winners and losers are determined by their choosing or not choosing to develop or invest their talents.
这个赢的人甲输的人是决定伫 安怎选择，是要安怎做。
So according to the internet, people say, well, it's about money, or it's about physical appearance, it's about intellect, it's about physical strength.
照这个网络的讲法，就是讲有照因的这个外表啦，甲伊的财富，甲伊的智力、体力来判断伊是毋是会成功。
The parable was referred to online as 5 lessons about success, wealth, equality.
这就是真个人的迄个能力培养的补教，就是关系要安怎得到较侪财富，是以这个知识方面。
And this use it or lose it theme is so well known that there's a term for it. It's called the Matthew effect.
这个若无用就会无去。这有一个讲法，一个迄个俗语讲做马太的效应，马太效应。
Use it or lose it. Is this what Jesus was saying?
恁想这甲耶稣真正的意思，伊讲的意思。
When it comes to dealing with the parables, we have kind of a problem. Often our problem is that we are too familiar with the parables.
咱若咧想这个比喻的时，咱会拄着真侪问题。第一个问题就是真侪人拢对这个比喻拢真熟。
Hearing them for many from the time they were children, we think we know of their meaning, and as a result, their power to actually speak to us is diminished.
咱伫教会也是伫做囡仔的时，常常听到这个比喻，所以对咱的影响常常无去。
And second problem is the parables come to us in the Gospels surrounded by commentary, which can interpret what Jesus said.
第二个问题就是伫圣经内底注解方面，这足侪注解，互咱毋知影什款的注解是上适当是耶稣的本意。
And the third factor, it sounds like I'm writing this rather than preaching it, doesn't it? Well, I told you it was a lecture. Yeah, it was a teaching that I was doing, so, all right.
Go ahead.
Okay. And what we don't know, we don't, with the parables, we say we're as close to the voice of Jesus as we get anywhere in the Gospels.
咱伫这个譬如，咱就是讲迄耶稣所讲的，对伊的嘴所出的。
But we don't know what Jesus' tone was like when he spoke. We don't know how he acted when he spoke. We lose all that.
耶稣咧讲这个譬如的时，伊用什么款的表情态度来讲，咱唔知影。
And so the parables were probably spoken in different ways at different times.
所以这个譬如是伫无同的时间，用无同的方式讲出来。
But what we're pretty sure about is that the parables of Jesus were powerful little stories that attacked the power of Rome and those who supported Rome.
咱所知影的就是讲，这个譬如，形成一种安那咧攻击，迄个罗马政府迄个关系，甲遐拥护罗马政府遮个人，所求的。
The late peanut farmer from Georgia.
有一个这个说，土豆也是，这个农夫伫迄个Georgia州迄个伊咧做土豆的农。
Who happened to have a PhD in New Testament with an emphasis on Greek as well.
伊有迄个博士学位，就是伊伫希腊语甲新约才得到博士学位。
He said the parables are like a Trojan horse.
伊讲这个譬如亲像一只这个特洛城，就是荷马史诗内底迄个特洛工程机迄个木马。
That is, the parable looks like a nice gift, but once you take it in, we find that it has the ability to seriously disrupt our lives, our ways of thinking and doing.
这个譬如看起来敢若真对咱真好，咱阵接受的时，咱注意去甲想的时，会扰乱着咱的生活，甲咱的思考，甲行动的方式。
So the parables seem to be nice little moralistic stories that you can tell children.
这个譬如就是要甲囡仔讲的一种道理的故事。
But they are dynamite. The Greek is dunamis, which literally means dynamite.
但是这个譬如有迄款危险性，就是亲像炸药同款，亲像希腊语讲的dunamis，迄是关着势力真强大的意思。
Well, Peter, he's good in English. He's good in Taiwanese. He's good in Mandarin. And now he's speaking Greek. So, consider then this agreement of the students, and I think most of you indicated that you agreed too for the meaning of the story.
咱通常拢会同意这个故事的迄个譬如。
Don't waste your talents, but develop them. That's good advice.
Develop.
Develop. Yeah. Develop your talents.
哦 ，develop 要培养发展你的才能。
So, again, everybody knows that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, right?
咱知影好业佫较好业，善的愈善。
Careful, Betty, you're stretching your neck there. So is this what Jesus meant again?
所以讲耶稣的意思。
And would this parable lead to being in conflict with the authorities?
这个故事敢会递到甲这个当局迄个权威冲突。
Would it lead to crucifixion?
这敢会因为这个譬如互耶稣受正式嘅。
Wouldn't this just be a so what story that certainly the Romans wouldn't get excited about?
这款故事譬如罗马人应该袂感觉受刺激。
Well, was Jesus' view of God that God helps those who help themselves?
这款讲法就是讲，上帝帮助遐个人，家己会当帮助家己遐个人。
Mr. Big applauded the two investors for getting a bigger slice of the pizza for him.
这个大财主，感觉讲，若用这个披萨来讲，会当切较大块，愈大块愈好。
But he condemned the third man for not expanding Mr. Big's holdings, that is, for not getting him more pizza.
第三个罗伯，因为无甲伊扩大伊的迄个资产， 就是无切较大地，所以无欢喜。
Just an aside here. What is the Taiwanese word for pizza? Is it pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza. Oh, be clear. Sorry. All right. Do you know the word? Because.
大饼。
Okay. We're going to send out for some. But when we went to Taiwan, no one ate pizza, it seemed. But by the time we came back, every other restaurant and all young people were eating pizza and spaghetti. You don't have to translate that unless you want to.
在台湾较少看到披萨，食到披萨但是等来遮，到处餐馆拢做成披萨是 spaghetti。
Where does God fit into this? In the story itself, it tends to equate, or some people interpret, that Mr. Big is God who wants us to use it or lose it.
有人安尼解释讲，这个大财主是 Mr. Big， 是等于代表就是伊就是上帝。
That this pizza of life, God wants us to take as much as we can, even if we take it from, as we'll have to, from others.
这人生的披萨，就是上帝爱咱切愈大地愈好，连别人的披萨嘛较切啦。
This is personal with me because I eat slowly and I often get just a small piece of the pizza.
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. The pizza I eat slowly.
Oh,
so
you get small.
I get the small one, and Mr. Big at the table, he gets my share and is happy about it.
所以吼，我若食较慢啊，我较跟着一块细地，阮 Mr. Big， 贪心所以要较大地，愈大地愈好，连伊个嘛要甲切落去。
So, the third man identifies Mr. Big as a mean and miserable man. And Mr. Big said, "Yes, I am."
第三个讲，这个 Mr. Big， 这个大财主是一个真刻薄真贱的人吼，所以伊形容这个 Mr. Big 就是这款人。
So you knew what I was like. Why didn't you get more pizza for me? You're fired.
你明知我较大地的披萨，你阁无切较大地的，你爱滚蛋啊！
Mr. Big is described by a little more Greek for you. Mr. Big has sclerosis.
Mr. Big 用希腊语的意思来讲，sclerosis，
like heart sclerosis. Hard it means. Sclerosis means hard. Yeah. So there's two Greek words for today.
所以另外一字就是 sclerosis 是心脏啊。
So.
希腊语的心脏。
The only way that Mr. Big can get more of life's pizza is to take it from others.
所以 Mr. Big 伊想讲，应该做的就是将愈大地愈好，连别人的嘛煞甲摕。
So the pizza isn't going to grow bigger, which means that if Mr. Big's part is going to have more, it must be from your share over here.
所以这披萨本来就是遮大地尔，你若要切愈大地，其他的剩的就愈少，这有限的资源。
And with the parables, like everything else in the Bible, consider the audience, consider who is listening, and when the Sadducees and Pharisees heard this, what would they think?
咁款即个譬如，都要看听众是甚物人。啊，若世事听众就是经学士甲法利赛人，啊，因的感觉是安怎样？
This man is our enemy. We want more pizza.
安尼耶稣是阮的敌人，我要爱较侪披萨，啊，伊反对。
And what would the poor think? This man who refused to play this game, he is our hero.
伊即个人，拒绝来用阮的即款的方式来得到较侪，所以伊是无合伫阮即个看法。
We have an interesting reference to this in the now lost Gospel of the Nazarenes, which tells the parable, but we only have part of it, but enough that points out that the harsh words of expulsion, of doom and damnation refer not to the courageous challenger, but rather to Mr. Big.
咱伫即个失落的即个圣经的版本，即 Nazarene 的版本内底，所讲的关于即个譬如会互咱无共款的看法甲理解。
So whom do you think was the hero in God's eyes?
恁想，即三个中间，什么人以上帝的眼光来看，是真正的英雄？
The third person did what was respectful and legal in that day, which was to protect that which was entrusted to him.
第三个即个路国，伊无摕主人都无较大的迄个资源，啊，所以伊照即个看法，照即个 Nazarene 即个版本的看法是，伊是真正的英雄。
To do that rather than to purposely diminish the lives of others.
伊将遐保存的，啊无将即个对遐较无的人抢夺掉，伊将这保存要留即个送向的人。
Who then is, who has the real talent here? The one who takes from the poor, or the one who refuses to rob his sisters and brothers?
所以咱家己安怎想，就是讲，什么人是较，是为尽量摕较济资源，迄是较有能力的人，是迄个要保持迄个资源的人。
We develop our talents to rob the poor?
咱培养咱的才能，是毋是要抢为剥削这善人？
I think we all have talents that we should not develop. They are unacceptable.
有一寡才能，咱无应该来培养，还是发展。即款的才能，袂当受接受。
There are people who are developed the talent of bullying. They're very good at bullying.
有一寡人，培养伊的迄个才能，就是要来霸凌，要来欺负人。
There are people who are very good at getting their own way. That's their developed talent.
有一寡人，会当图谋照因的意思得到因所要爱的。
There are those who develop the talent of avoiding responsibility.
嘛有一寡人，培养款才能会当避免因的迄个责任。
There are those simply who are good at grabbing more of life's pizza.
迄就是会当将迄披萨抢较大份的。
Does this connect with you? You want to change your mind now about our earlier sort of semi-vote on does it mean use it or lose it?
安尼恁感觉喏？头前讲你若无培养，若无用，你就会失去。即款的看法，恁感觉敢有连结起来
？Did you see anywhere or hear anywhere where Jesus said, "Blessed are the rich"?
伫圣经内底有啥物所在有？敢有看到讲耶稣讲，咱来得到搁较大的财富。
Did Jesus promote the prosperity gospel? That's a big thing in Taiwan right now. That's an issue.
伫台湾吼，发财是真好啦，发大财。耶稣敢有同意讲，干发大财？
He remembered the prophets who called for care of the needy and to feed the poor.
咱想着圣经内底先知吼，爱照顾弱势，爱迄个供应互迄个送穷人需要人。
Jesus ate with outcasts and invited sinners to dinners.
耶稣有邀请有罪人做伙食暗顿。
We remember the sheep and the goats story in Matthew 25.
咱伫即个马太25章有关系，即个山羊甲绵羊的故事。
Faith without works. In James.
即个伫雅各书内底有讲到，无迄个叫做I don't quite get it.
Okay, that's all right. Faith without work, in James chapter 5.
Faith without
works, without doing something about it.
关系信仰无追求即个信仰，无努力去追求。
And Matthew quotes Jesus as saying, "Where your treasure is, there your heart is also."
所以伊就将耶稣所捌讲过，搁甲讲一遍，讲你的财宝伫倒位，你的心也要伫遐。
Other sayings are possible, but I soon have to go home and get some pizza.
别种的讲法嘛是有啦吼，但是过来就是就爱转去食披萨吼。
谢谢太太。
太太准备披萨。
Well, so to that class, and now to you, I say, the parable is not about multiplying our talents and making the big bigger and the small smaller.
这譬如唔是讲，有诶要互伊较有啊，无诶人所会抢伊，唔是这意思啊，是要愈财富愈发展，还是愈来愈多。
Parable does not praise Mr. Big nor the yes men that surround him.
这譬如无拄拄是咧学了这个Mr. Big 这个大财主。
Nor does he ever play the popular game of, I was just doing my job.
这嘛毋是做一款讲法，就是讲我不过是咧做我的工课尔，毋是为着其他
just before I conclude, I would like to thank Jennifer for leading. I'd like to thank you, Peter. Not an easy sermon to translate. So if you got it half wrong, okay.
爱多谢 Jennifer。那如果这部分吼，若唔对就不要紧，一半唔对不要紧。
Okay? You okay? Yeah. You did well, like Mr. Big would say. We will double your pay for doing this.
Mr. Big 大财主，你若翻译了好势，安尼你有2倍。我一半唔对，所以我好。
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I can't think of anywhere where Jesus called for people to become rich or richer, nor where he favors the rich over the poor.
我所要讲的就是讲，耶稣较欢喜这个好业人，还是较无欢喜善良人，拢无这个讲法。
So it's a lot like the other parables. It's a Trojan horse.
甲其他的这个譬如，亲像一个特洛城的这个木马，迄款唱飞机伫内面。
It seems so harmless, but it's dynamite, and it led to his crucifixion.
虽然这个譬如是无什么有什么害处啦吼，但是因为这个譬如所互耶稣受了定死。多谢。